I feel like I'm very resilient. I don't know if I need an increase in resilience because
Well,
I feel like if
resilience and
anything,
hope are in the same category. So
okay, well, like I said, I want to feel confident and secure. I'm fairly optimistic and hopeful for the most part. I feel like it's just normal sometimes to be a little bit not those things. But what I do feel is an abnormal thing, is the amount of uncertainty and fear I have. And that's due to my lack of confidence and my insecurities, as well as environmental factors. And like I said, the resilience, I feel like I've been in an unhealthy relationship for far too long. And I've been resilient, but I've been proving myself I can be resilient, and I didn't need to. I don't have to.
so what kind of steps do you think you need to take to feel this hope and feel more confident?
I think that the number one step is going to be um, creating my own support system, becoming financially independent, possibly breaking away from my current relationship and figuring out how we're going to go about, co-parenting. Um, and those are big steps. That's like months down the road. It's not something I can do today. I've already been applying for jobs. I obviously would have to get a job, get my own car again because I just sold mine. Because it was broken, I guess. Yeah, right when I felt like my lungs were having those issues, the car started overheating and I couldn't go any long distance. And then Jacob called his mom up like a few days before I called the police, and they came up, and then they left the car with us so that we could borrow it.
Okay, so let me go back and stay on that track. Okay,
Okay.
so we need to help you develop a strong support system. So I have 7 goals that we have to do.
Yeah, strong support system.
Okay, and that's it down here in this other area. So I've jumped down there. You'll see when I get it off. I had to jump down there because that's where you were at.
Sorry.
So I have to organize myself. So I need to develop a strong support system, gain resources like getting a job,
Financial independence, and independence via phone and vehicle, obviously. And then the next step would be another location to live, which is a whole other can of worms because I have to identify.
So supports are like a network of resources, like friendships. So shall we try to get find strategies to develop a network of friends?
I mean, sure, I do have like Facebook friends. I don't see anyone, but I mean, I have Facebook friends. I communicate. People have, have relations with me. If that, like, I feel like it's my abandonment issue that wants me to have a parent as a friend. I want that permanency. I want that it's not realistic. It's not real. No friend's gonna walk into my life and not leave me like my mom. Mm-hmm. And I know that. But I think that that's really where that's coming from. Because when I'm thinking straight, I know that there's people that are in my life, and I know there's a lot more people who want to be in my life.
But you maybe have too high of a demand on them?
No, I'm very accepting of who people are. I think that I'm a lot of a person. I'm energetic and I'm opinionated and I'm outgoing and I want to do stuff. And I've had people tell me, Denise, I like you, but I can only handle you in small doses, and that was painful for me for a long time. But now that I've gotten older and I've learned to find more balance in my life.
Do you think you need to get involved in group activities and just be part of the group?
I would love to get back into a sport, like maybe play hockey again. That would be great. I would love that. I think it would be both a physical outlet for me and a networking opportunity to make friends and connections. So yeah, we could put that on the goals. That'd be great.
Okay, so I'll kind of leave that one. Let's go look at the symptom reduction goals because they come in different categories. So the things that we want to reduce for the the goals number 1 and 2 are more like depressed moods, flashbacks, triggered by things that remind you of the trauma, feeling helpless or independent. So you have some long-term goals, but we want to break it down.
Okay,
You
so
wanna
all
work
of those, I want to feel more independent. Sorry, can you repeat them? There was like 3 that I definitely...
Okay, so depressed moods, flashbacks, easily triggered.
Flashbacks and easily triggered.
Okay.
There are times when the flashback isn't visual, it's just physical. And like you said, surreal. I guess that's what it's called. Where I just feel trapped and helpless and lost and confused in my body.
What are you doing right now that's working?
Breathing techniques, mantras, cognitive thought, actualization, introspection, yeah, just try to be aware, no one can change what they're not willing to recognize about themselves. And since I've viewed myself as damaged since I was a child, so I was always trying to find my quote unquote flaws and change them so I could be the best me, so people would love me. So I'm not afraid to say that I can get better. Some people I feel like are like, oh, I don't need to make any changes, I'm perfect, it's everyone else. And it's I want to be my best. Is it all me? Maybe not, but that doesn't mean that I can't work on me. If anything, it's the only thing I need to worry about, because it's the only thing I can work on.
If you're able to do that, what do you think will be the outcome?
I think that if I wasn't so easily triggered and stuck in this, state, sometimes maybe I would, put myself out there a little bit more. And I think I would have connected with different people if I wasn't so desperate as to just cling to the first person who thought I looked pretty. I would have maybe had some more in-depth relationships and bonded and tried to be around people who valued me for things that were more valuable, like my insight and knowledge and whatever it is, maybe just not the physical stuff. I think I have had a lot of physical attention.
Okay, so we just worked on that feeling safe, using just like you said, guided relaxation exercises, helping you to be able to connect with people. And so what I want you to do is practice your guided relaxation exercises 3 times a day when you're not distressed. Because we know when you're distressed, it's really hard to use them, but you just did. I saw you do it really well. But just getting into a mindfulness state on a regular basis helps us to...
I don't know if I'm ever not in a mindful state, because the PTSD and the hypervigilance and the constant thinking and the scenario creating and the trying to be prepared for every ultimate reality. So like I have to bring it all back in and say, okay,
let's just try to, we'll just look and explore different ways we can do that. Maybe we'll even make that goal.
Okay. I feel very grounded. I feel very in touch with reality. I feel very aware of myself and very aware of the people around me in ways that I feel like sometimes they're not even aware. I'm so emotionally sensitive because I've been walking on eggshells my whole life that I can look at a person and sometimes I see things immediately that I feel like they've lived with and they can't recognize within themselves. And people can't recognize things within themselves oftentimes. I'm not one to point out these viewed flaws or to say that they need to change, but I do see it.
Okay, so the secondary goal, we're going to work on the positive self-worth by increasing positive self-statements. Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why I'm clinging to the idea that I'm not good enough. And I don't know how to get rid of it.
Okay.
Because I do like myself. And I do think that I have a lot of really great characteristics and I'm a good person, but I don't know why I need someone else to feel that way for me to be completely okay with it and happy and accept it. I wish I didn't feel like I needed someone else to love me.
So maybe a goal would be learning to love yourself.
I just said I love myself. I like myself. I really do. I do, you know? But I feel very deeply that it doesn't mean anything because no one else loves me. If no one else loves me, then there's no point in me being here. And that's kind of what I've grown up with. Like, my mom didn't want me to love me, and then people didn't want me to love me, and everyone was mean to me because no one wanted and loved me, and I just felt like I wasn't worth being here. No one wanted me on this earth. And I made it my personal goal to make myself someone that someone would want on this earth. And I literally lived my whole life like that, just trying to be whatever the closest person to me wanted me to be. And to the point where I did have those dilemmas, those moral dilemmas, and I tried to kill myself because I was, you know, trying to pursue sexual relations for my partner who I didn't feel good enough for, you know, and I see it come up in my life like that. Like, why did I stay with someone? Why did I get with a married man? If I had self-respect and I loved myself, wouldn't I know I was worth more than that? Why did I stay so long? Why did I let him call me pathetic? Why did I let him walk out on me and treat me the way he did and sleep next to his naked wife while I was carrying his child? You know? Why did I keep all these people who hate me secrets? It's because I wanted them to love me. Why did I sign over all the IHSS checks that my dad wanted me to commit fraud for him? Why? Because I love him and I wanted him to love me. Why did I let my brother sell marijuana and my boyfriend sell marijuana and put money into my bank account? Because I wanted them to love me. Did I know it was wrong? Yeah.
Did you get into trouble for that?
No. Jacob got kicked out of Chase Bank for moving money in a suspicious manner. And he also got a letter in the mail for receiving money in a magazine. But he never claimed it because he said that if you claim it, then they can call it into question. But if you never claim it, you can be like, oh, someone just weird. That's weird. Or my friend was giving me money for a car. He doesn't have a bank account. That was his reasonings. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm not judging them. All I'm asking is why I let people take advantage of me and hurt me when they don't even put in the time to show me that they love me. I've let people do some pretty horrific things to me, including my sister's weird sexual fantasy, because I wanted them to love me. And I don't want to be that person because that was wrong. And if I wasn't so desperate for love, I don't think I would have done any of those things. I know I wouldn't have done any of those things. And I can remember now thinking in my fucked up head when she was telling me that these things turned her on and she wanted it. I was like, maybe I can give her something no one else can and she'll love me for it. That's how fucking sick it is in my head, you know? I thought that if I could do that for her, that in the end she would love me. That so sick, right? That's sick. That's not normal. That's not right. I'm sorry. And then after everything, and I was so ashamed, and it's like, I can't believe that I could forget it. I can't believe that I couldn't remember that. It's terrifying. I'm scared that there's things in my childhood that I don't remember. I know that I was sexually abused as a child, but now I wonder even more if there was more abuse than I remember. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm in control of my emotions. I know we're not supposed to be doing this today. I'm sorry.
I'm letting you just manage it on your own because I'm doing a treatment. I expect you to be triggered, okay, but I'm also getting some goals here. So under our stress environment, what I see is that there's a lot of stress in your body because of the wrongness that you feel like you've done. So I put in here, I have let people use my body inappropriately and engaged in unhealthy behaviors that I deeply regret. I need to work on forgiving myself. How would you do that?
I think by talking about it, by expressing the true emotion of my shame and my anger, because I didn't let myself have those things.
Okay, how would you do this in a healthy way?
I don't know.
Could you...
Maybe I just need to get over it.
You know how the serenity prayer works? What does that say?
God grant me the strength and the wisdom to know what I can change and what I cannot, and the strength to change what I can. Okay. I love that. And I live my life. It's another mantra I live my life by. And that's huge for me. I had to recognize that at like 13 when I was doing EMDR. He explained to me about your personal circle. This is you. This is what you can control. This is your environment. This is their environment. This is the global environment. You know what I mean? And I knew even as a child, all I had control over was myself. Like when I am triggered in my PTSD, I do find that I try to stretch my control out. I'll try to clean and organize my house more, have, feel like I'm in control of my own environment. And I recognize that. But I know ultimately that that's all I have is myself. My environment, I can't even control. I know that. It's just my thoughts and my words and my actions. That's it. That's all I have power over. And that's good. That's okay. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have power over those 3 things.
Okay, I don't know how else to put this here, but I'm saying the serenity prayer and other supportive self-statements like mantras to give yourself acceptance and grace.
And that's pretty much what I have been trying to do.
How many times a day do you think you might benefit by if you just think about those things on a regular basis?
Well,
for me,
it depends on the day, because I already do it, and so it depends on the day. But if you're saying to do it in a non-stressed out, because I do it when I'm triggered. I'm talking myself down.
We did this when we were not stressed.
I would say the best time for me is the morning time. I like to wake up in the morning, get my kids set up, start cleaning my house, watering my plants, and it's really my zen time. Jacob usually sleeps in. I just get a couple hours to be with my babies, and they're just so happy in the morning. And, there's dishes, and then the house is a wreck, and it's a lot, but it's my favorite part of the day. They're always so happy when they wake up. It's literally the best.
So for me, I might wake up and say, okay, God, I haven't always done the best thing.
Say, I'm a worthwhile person who deserves love and happiness. That's one of the things I say to myself. I'm a worthwhile person. I'll list off a couple of them. I'm a worthwhile person who deserves love and happiness. I can't control anything but myself. The world keeps on spinning with or without me. I'm okay right now. Or everything's okay right now, and it was 5 minutes ago, and it will be in 5 more minutes.
Okay, good.
So, and then...
What do you think will happen if you do this?
Maybe I will have a more positive outlook and start my day with more positivity and allow me to put a buffer between any trigger that does come at me. Maybe I'll be built up enough more to where a trigger kind of bounces off of me. There are days when I'm not as triggered, so maybe that would do that. Now, as far as the hypervigilance, I don't know if I ever want to lose that. I feel like it's very beneficial.
Okay. All right. So, how about emotional support, like supporting environment network?
I think that I need to reach out to some people I haven't talked to in a few years. I think that I had some really, really good people in my life. And I didn't think I was good enough for them. And they thought that I was, and I couldn't see it. I've always, I guess, been more comfortable with people who didn't think I was enough, because people who thought I was enough, it felt like I couldn't live up to what they wanted me to be because I didn't think I was good enough.
Okay. And what will happen if you get that support system?
I don't know.
So you were very fearful.
I don't know. But wouldn't it be nice?
Are you afraid of being rejected?
Yes. I'm afraid of failing them, of not being good enough for them, not being what they need me to be or want me to be or expect me to be or hope that I am.
So what will you have to do instead of having those thoughts?
Accept that I am where I am right now, and that all I can do is take this moment and move forward and try to be a better me, and really think about the fact that if anyone thinks I'm not good enough, that's theirs. That's their thought to own. That's their feeling to own, and I shouldn't let it affect me at all.
We are living in maybe because of the election and everybody's sensitivities about COVID, people are really stepping up to the plate and saying things like everybody's good enough, everybody has worth. I love the equality that people are putting out there, genuineness. Yeah. I think we're all kind of in the same state where we've lost contact with our close friends because of COVID, and so we're all kind of like tiptoeing out there to try to reconnect. And so you might even run into some people who have the need to be in a relationship with you.
I ran into my ex-boyfriend's mother the other day, and I talked to her a little bit, and it really helps me to feel better. But yeah, I mean, I'm not hoping that the circumstances push people in my favor, but that's a good thing to consider, I suppose. Yeah, I think that when we're faced with challenges, it unites us, and since this is a global pandemic and it's uniting us in a global way, maybe it will be the ushering in of the new world order.
I have heard that. I have heard that more times than you know.
Well, I mean, it is a big oligarchy of multi-conglomerate corporations who basically run the world, and all the finances are in the 1%, yada yada yada, Jeff Bezos, blah blah blah. But again, it's neither here nor there.
Okay, I have a 90-day treatment plan, and my last goal is called a discharge plan. How will you know you're ready to discharge? Okay, so when I talk this way, people sometimes panic, like, oh, you're going to quit me. And really, actually, all it means is that your insurance requires a start, a middle, and an end. It's not like lifetime therapy. So
you can't be my mom either.
Yeah, so insurance won't even let me. But let me just kind of put it to you this way. Usually it's something like, I feel more confident, I have met my treatment goals. So what you're going to do is you're going to work toward those goals, and then at the end of that treatment plan, just like we just finished a treatment plan and we didn't meet our goals, okay? And so we're rewriting goals that are maybe more achievable for you. And so it doesn't mean therapy ends, it just means I have to have an end to this episode.
Yes.
Okay, so how would you know you were finishing this treatment episode?
By taking the steps in and following the treatment plan to try and gain complete confidence and security in my life.
Okay. What's the last 4 digits of your social security number?
8707.
Okay, I'm signing this electronically. And I didn't proof it, but I think it's good enough for what we need. And see if I can get this put into a new treatment plan. Diagnosis, do a basic, cut and paste,
Same
complete and save.
diagnosis, which is, what do you...
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay. I wasn't sure because I thought last time you said that...
Well, you came in with a major depressive disorder.
Okay.
And it was, you had some kind of funny thoughts there, which we called major depressive disorder with psychotic features. You know, having some of your reality was kind of a little bit distorted there. I'm now seeing that might be more related to your PTSD. And your doctor doesn't seem to think you need medication for that. So I'm going with this. I'm going to try to print this off for you so you have a copy of it.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Print. Okay, so what this will do is it's going to give you like your steps every day, what to do. There are 7 steps in the goal, and each one of them are kind of unique and different. Some of them kind of cross over a little bit.
When I was in that earlier relationship with the person who I told you thought that I was, we went separate ways, but I'd look back at it and realize he was a really great guy and just wanted good things for me. We sat down together and we made spiritual goals, education goals, life goals, like literally outlined it and taped it to our wall about like all these different things. And I was pretty young at the time, I was just like 18, 19, and we were talking about being present in the moment, having self-accountability and motivating ourselves. And I would, even at that age, it's just interesting to look back and think that I thought of life that way, and I was always trying to do these things,
Let me go get your treatment again.
Okay.